Hello, Big44 here. This is a video dedicated to people who want to know any information about customizing or any other tools that may help you in the world of customizing in general. Basically, the purpose of this video is to show anyone different ideas, different tricks and different ways of painting your transformers and the way I've done them. So this is the Dark of the Moon line which I've completed. I have 4 other transformers that I can customize. One is almost finished, but due to the fact that my air gun isn't working properly and I have to try and fix it, I can't finish him off, and I'm working on Ratchet at the moment. And I have who else do I have? I have Shockwave and Skyhammer ready to do my stuff with. Moving on. So basically, people want to know how I paint my customs. Well, I paint my customs like I'm just new to YouTube, like to people that just know me for this channel, but I have been on this for a lot longer with my previous channel that I had, and I've been customizing for maybe about 2 or 3 years now, and it's only now that I'm getting to a decent quality. So don't expect yourself to walk into customizing and be good at it first of all, unless you have a background of being good at painting or customizing vehicles or whatever, which most Americans that do this kind of thing, they do have a background of doing some kind of like Matty Cars. He does interiors for cars, Incline Designs paints, does custom body work. I think Frenzy Rumble does that as well, but Matty Cars and me are quite pally. Yeah, he just had his Sentinel Prime up, which he done an amazing job on, like really good. He done a full repaint, really clean, very smart, very cool, very awesome. But this video won't be out straight away. This video, hold on a minute. This video is for a long period of time. When I get the brunt of my customs done, I will put this video up because I want this video to be for everyone, not just for Pacific Customs. I want them to be for everything, because this guy's consistently black, this guy's consistently silver, this guy's consistently black and green, this guy's bluish and metal, whatever, and this guy's like just a whole load of crap and rust and everything. So yeah, so I'll start with Megatron. This is a silver with a black gloss primer, and I've got like the rust all along. As you can go and view in my video, this is an actual Pacific concentration view on, or review on this. This is just an idea of what you can do. So for this I used, right, let me find these colours now. Don't mind me, I'm just singing something. Right, where's the other colour? Ah, there we go. Right, so these are the 3 colours I used to get him ready. That's my ice cream van, if you can hear that back there, which I don't go to. So this is a deep bronze green, black and a dark grey. Use a lot of the deep bronze green, about a quarter of the amount you used for that of dark grey, and then probably about half of that, half of what you used for that for the black. Mix it together and you should get something similar to the colours of the hands and the parts that I've done. Any parts that don't look like they've been done exactly, that's because I've used like a goldy silvery wash to make them look more metally. Yeah, I've done that. For a lot of things I do prime them black though. This was a gunmetal silver. Gunmetal is kind of silvery. And then when I varnished it, it got a bit more like kind of darker, or didn't look as metallic as it did, but you know, shit happens. So the rust is very light coats. I use a very light wash to do the area that the rust is in. Then I go in with a semi-pure rust to highlight all the little bit of rust, and then on the very skirts, on the very edges of where the rust would be, I use a pure rust to enhance different layers, different levels of rust. There's people that have done this so much better than me. There's like a guy that's done complete proper cloak, which I don't know how. You know, you get a lot of people that are better than me, but that's always going to happen to in the industry these days until you get to a point where you're a really good customizer. So yeah, that's really all I can really talk about him, because that's really, I think that's the hardest thing, was to get the colour. Which I actually already had stuff to do it with, which was quite easy for me. But you're never going to get a colour that's actually this colour in the UK, as far as you know, unless you're using like military colours or something. You might get something similar. But the way I done the cloak was cloth, and then I just use super glue. Don't use any fabric glue, it will not work. You need to use super glue. And I suggest you use super glue around the edges of the ends of them to harden them up, and that will allow the cloak to last for ages, instead of all the little strands coming undone, and you eventually don't have a cloak. It's like a piece of fur ball left. So yeah, for this guy, crankcase, more or less black, you know, black, he's black. So hand washed it black, all hand done this guy. And then I give it a light wash of silver, no, well, gunmetal. I like using gunmetal instead of using silver to do my washes with now. And then some red detailing, and I managed to make a bone colour with a white with a little bit of gold mixed in to give a bone colour, and that came out really well. If you're wanting to see what I'm talking about, if you haven't seen them, go back and watch the video so you know what I'm talking about. But when I'm doing dry brushing or wet washing, dry brushing is you get that, and then you get a bit of this. You get a nice like kind of bristled one. You dip it in a bit of silver, and you wipe it on until there's not a lot left, and then you just like, for applying it, you just like, depends what way you want the effect to go. You can go like this to hit all the lines, or you can go up and down to hit all areas in metal, all the black areas. That's to target all of them. But if you just want to hit certain areas to give it like a reflective shine, you just go along the way gently. But him in general was a light wash. But if you're wanting a heavy wash, you just don't rub off as much metal. You don't rub up as much paint. But one way to test it is if you go to the bottom, for example, of foot, and you try it there to see how much you're getting, then you've got an idea of how much is on the paintbrush. And then you just you know, wash it, just do the same bit. If you're doing it heavier, you know, you're doing it heavier. If you're scared that you're going to hit other bits of plastic, get masking tape. Masking tape is essential for doing customs, because you're like, oh my god, how did these people do that? How did they get such straight lines? Well, the likelihood is, one, they actually did do straight lines, or two, they used something to help them do straight lines, or you're wondering why they've not hit any other parts of the paint. It's because they've usually masked it, because or they've managed to take it apart. But today's Transformers, for the Transformers 3, like the pins on them are immense. If you're wanting to seriously think about customizing your toys, and now anyone who hasn't started to customize, who's thinking about customizing, you really need to seriously think about this, because you're not going to be able to take these apart like Transformers 2. These are really hard to take apart. These ones, they've got a lot more pins and a lot less screws. I've got a soldering iron here. I wait about 5 minutes, and then I hit it on a pin until I start to feel it. I wait about 30 seconds, then I leave it. I try to chisel it out, If that doesn't work, I go back, and and so forth. So yeah, I've had to repair a few things once or twice. Like this guy, this bit's all fine, but I hit with a soldering iron. I went in and done some damage to the plastic, and I had to repair it. And I think I done quite a good job. The only one thing I couldn't do was the little black line at the very top, which you can see there. Like, you can't see, but you can tell the difference. So yeah, there are differences. Clearance issues. Clearance issues are they're going to happen quite a lot. With guns, usually the guns have a nice wee gap, like for you, so you don't really need to worry about that. But definitely have a look to see if there are any clearance issues. But if you are trying to get clearance issues free, take your, if you don't have them, if you're under the age of 18, I am, so don't moan. Get your parents to buy these if they allow you. I cut my finger and my mom was like, no, you're never using one of those fucking things again. And so, I kind of still done it anyway. So, shit happens. So basically you want to buy properly packs if you're going to be using it a lot. What you want to do is, for example, Megatron's like hand parts here, they're actually worn away on mine because I didn't obviously cut them in enough. The ones that I do customize and send off, I will assure you they are perfectly done, but you do have to make sure, of course. So what you want to do is, where the places are rubbing, so say this is the panel and this is the ball joint that's going around, you have to take the ball joint and cut all the way the parts that aren't going to do it, like all the parts, like you're gonna need to chip all the areas or smooth it down. And then if it looks really blocky, I've got little, what you want to do is either get a normal file, which is very recommended, or get a pack of small files. That you should be able to get them somewhere, like a model store or like a Warhammer store or whatever. You should be able to get stuff. So you want to just lightly chisel them until they're smoother, and then you want to start painting on them, and then hopefully that will allow space for the paint to move freely. But do be careful when you're using them, because there are still chances are that they're going to eventually wear away, because customs aren't 100% as good as Hasbro, because they don't use as much paint, unfortunately. Or else the customizing business would be even poorer, but which is good error for me, I guess. But a lot of people are buying off of more, like, more known people. That aren't buying off of small time ones like me at the moment, so that's kind of sucks for me. So anyone who's actually looking for customs to buy, go check out my videos. It should say if it's still up. If it says it's sold, that means it's sold. If it doesn't say sold, it's not sold. What I have been forgetting, I don't know if, like, I kept on getting I'm getting tons of views for this guy, and for a whole week that I was selling another, putting them back up again, I totally forgot to renew the link to the eBay page. So sorry to anyone who thought that it was done, but I fixed it. Every single time the thing goes up, it has been fixed, so don't worry about it. Like silly things like the leather interior, I like doing with a dark grey. Sideswipe I decided to do with silver, not a chrome. He's done the same way as I do with a chrome. I spray him black gloss, a nice heavy black gloss coat, or a very good gloss coat, so it needs to be glossy. All of it has to be glossy. And then you want to lightly spray until most of it's covered, and then if there's some missing parts, go over it again, because you want to make sure you're going to do this good, because you don't want to look back at it and think it was crappier than you could actually do. So spend time on your customs, don't get them done as quick, like super quick. I managed to complete this guy and this guy just a few days over a week. He had more than I thought he was going to do. There's more detail in him that I didn't realise.